I'm going to, with your permission, start a little bit back from events, and we're going to jump into the marketing sphere, because what we are doing as realtors is we are running, hopefully, a business. Whether you are an individual realtor that's doing this thing by yourself, whether you've been doing it for a year or 10 years, whether you have a team of 100 people that report to you, the reality is this. You have a business that needs to have marketing, and you need to have a plan. And I know the word plan can be very intimidating, because at the end of the day, if you have been in this business truly forever, you may have been getting by just on raw talent. You might not have had an executed and excellent plan that works for you, or you may have found your niche. And we have heard from some presenters this week at Mega Camp that are introverts. I'm just here to tell you that's not me. I'm an extrovert to the core, and I love client events. And even better than that, we're going to get into prospecting events and what that looks like. So where I'm going to start today is marketing. A business and the way that you need to execute marketing is going to have a marketing budget. So if you've not considered spending money and actually pouring back into your business, I would ask you to consider if you're running a business or if you're just making checks as a realtor and moving on with your life. So when you are making money, a general business rule of thumb is probably going to have a certain percentage that goes back into marketing. For us, the number that we land on, and just in my business experience, is around 10% of revenue going back into marketing is a great rule of thumb. So if you're running a business that's doing $1 million in GCI, that's a big old number of $100,000 that you have the opportunity to pour back into your business. Now, check this out with me. Real estate's right here and life is right here. If you were doing real estate the right way, those two intersect so well, and there is absolutely no way that you can separate your life and real estate. It dominates your dinners that you didn't want to take a phone call from an appraiser. It takes over every aspect of your life if you allow it to. But with a systematized plan, with a team as you grow out, there's all these ways that Keller Williams really enhances the ability to create a life that's balanced by design and truly have God, family, and then business, while running a business that is still reputable. You're serving clients with excellence. And the way that we choose to do that is a way that energizes us. So what I want to do is look you all in the eyes today and say, I know you're all energized by different things, and that's what's awesome about real estate. I love it. So for us, the way that we get to our marketing budget and how we want to spend that is a little bit different than maybe some of the other teams across the country that might be spending tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars on lead sources of all different kinds. So you might be someone that's leaning into leads from different websites. You might be crushing door knocking and putting your time into that. You might be sending out golden letters. You might be sending out mailers. You might be truly just crushing email marketing and social media and all these different things. And none of those are wrong. And that is what is so beautiful about this industry. So we're going to tell you about why we choose to do event marketing and how, as a touch point plan at Keller Williams, that's always going to be recommended. Depending who you're talking to, you're probably going to hear 36 touch point plan or a 40 touch point plan across your database. And the reason that you want to stay in touch with these folks is if you are going to end up doing business with somebody, it's going to be because they know who you are, they like you, they trust you, and they want to honor that trust by asking you to represent them in a real estate transaction. We do a ton of business with people that we know. This is sphere of influence. So those of you guys that, whether it's social media or events or whatever it is that you do, the core value comes back to people know you and they still want to trust you and do business with you. So for us, the way that this looks is if we are trying to execute a 40 touch point plan, there has to be an element of design and strategy behind it. And for us, that comes down to one event can get how many touch points. And when we break that down, we look at our entire operation of how we go about marketing an event, executing an event, and the follow-up to the event. And my challenge to you would be, if you can think of 10 ways to make a touch point to each client in your database based on one event. And I'm just going to tell you right now, it's actually very, very easy in today's culture because you have access to so many people with social media. You have the addresses of everyone that you've ever sold a home to. You have access to email databases. You can call people. You have phone numbers. You can text. All of these things in a TCPA compliant way, as Keller Williams loves to say, and that's the way we're going to do it. But you have access to people that you do know that probably do trust you. And here's the thing, and this is just coming from me. I am 34 years old. I am a millennial and I don't like being sold to. Can I get an amen? Anybody in the room doesn't like being sold to? Here's the thing. So often the language that we use and the way that we come across can be so salesy, and realtors get this used car salesy vibe. When I got into this industry, my goal was to represent my brand well. My brand is not a brand that's going to be pestering people and trying to say the right words to get them across the finish line. I want to be someone that actually people would gravitate towards to be an attractor because they actually like what I stand for. They enjoy spending time with me. And when they see the phone ring, they know it's not some self-serving weird call, but actually it's because I value them, they're a friend, and maybe I have something to offer. So if you're sitting here today, you want to offer people something and you want to change the way that you do your business because maybe you're lacking excitement. Maybe there's a little bit of you that wakes up every day when you're hitting the 3-hour power calls, and that's just not for you, but everyone in real estate's told you that's the way to do it. I'm here to give you a different path. So, to my extroverts in the room, listen to me very closely. 2,000 to 3,000 people can wear out even an extrovert. To my introverts in the room, there are beautiful opportunities to throw micro events, and you can do things your way. Events does not mean you have to have 2,000 people at your event. It doesn't mean you need to contact 3,000 people. You can do these very intentionally, and we have chosen to do both on our team. And I think that is an awesome way to look at doing real estate. Is it's not a one size fits all. You get to look in the mirror and say, what's going to energize me when I wake up? And that's what I would want for everyone here, not to do it the way that Danny would do it, not to do it the way that the Barron Group would do it, but to take the systems and the ideas behind what I'm saying today to market yourself in a comfortable, fun, energizing way. Can I get an amen to that? Anybody? Beautiful. So what we're going to talk about right now is a launch party. If you are new in real estate or if you're running a team and you have people that are joining your team, welcome to this new idea. It was introduced to me about a month after I got a real estate license. I had planned, because I was told by folks at my office, you're going to trainings, you're figuring out what to do, that I was supposed to send letters out to let everybody know that I was in real estate. And I will shout her out, Laura Picard, who's the team leader at our office, one of my favorite humans in the earth and absolutely in the industry, came to me and said, hey, you're kind of that personality that might really mesh with a launch party. What I mean by that is people might oftentimes, open up a tab at a bar or bring friends out for dinner or whatever. And instead of just sending out a letter saying, hey, I got into real estate, say, hey, come hang out and celebrate this launch into real estate. It's a new career. And what I was not prepared for was a lifetime in Cincinnati, Ohio, and every relationship that I had rallying for me when I got a real estate license. It was the wildest thing I've ever seen. And when I threw this launch party in 2018 as an individual realtor, 175 people showed up because I got a real estate license and said that I was going to serve some pulled pork to celebrate. That is a crazy thing. And let me tell you this, my biggest regret of it all is that I can't show you a video of it right now because I did not have a videographer there. I have a lot of great pictures and some unbelievable moments with everyone from my second grade communications teacher to current teammates in men's adult basketball leagues to my mom. Everyone I knew was invited to this event. None of them were annoyed to be invited. And even if they couldn't come, what did they learn? Danny Barron got a real estate license. And that is the opportunity for you to communicate with people. And again, we now do this for our team members who are joining. We are planning one right now for our newest agent in the Dayton market who is going to throw a launch party at the end of August. She is contacting everyone. We just sent out mailers. Guess what else she's doing? She's calling her friends to invite them, texting them, posting on social media. You've got stories, you've got posts, you've got LinkedIn, you've got all these opportunities that maybe you have a bigger audience in one of those. Capitalize on that. Just because I like Instagram, it doesn't mean your people are on Instagram. So you go to where your people are and present it to them in a way that feels like you. For us, we love leaning into video. And so being professional with both our cinematography and our photography allows us as a team to exude a brand, which everyone in this room, if you are not aware, you have a personal brand. Whether you have a team that has a logo or not, when people hear your name, they associate you with certain characteristics, they have thoughts about you, and the brand that you're putting out online is, and I want to make this abundantly clear, a choice. You are the one typing the words, you are the one posting the photos, and you are the one sharing the narrative about your life. So if people have a brand associated with you, if you post about Chick-fil-A every day, which I most days post about Chick-fil-A as any sane human should, people will associate that with you. And if it's your birthday, what are they going to go get you? Probably Chick-fil-A because they think you love that. So you have the opportunity to tell the story of who you are, what you appreciate, and my biggest, it's a plea to all of you, don't be negative online. If you are building a business and you are a negative person and you're telling negative stories about clients or about any aspect of your life, why would someone trust you with the biggest asset they've probably ever purchased or are going to purchase to represent them in a transaction? You want to have a positive brand that associates with someone who can represent them well. Launch party. Let me jump back into that for a moment. I finished that launch party, and as a raging extrovert, I can just tell you that was probably the best 2 hours of my entire life. Wasn't married yet, didn't have a baby yet. That was probably the peak moment. 175 of my closest people rallying for me was an opportunity to spend time with my favorite people, which is like my favorite thing in the world. And wait for it, my favorite people all met each other. So watching them talk, and Michael Mayer, who just spoke, the author of 7 Levels of Communication, a huge mentor of mine in all of the event space, said it best: when two people that know you start talking, what are they talking about? Probably you and how much they like you for giving them free things at this event that they just met at. That's a pretty good recipe for building a positive brand and reputation. So hear me out. You throw a launch party, that's it. What's next? And that was the question I was left with. I want to do that again because it was the best thing that's ever happened to me. But what else is there to do? Do I throw a birthday party the next year and invite them again? And would that hit the same as a launch party? Probably not. Introducing the idea of client events, and for us, prospecting events. We want to throw events that are not just in our best interest, but in the best interest of our target. Everyone in here has a different target. Let me let you into my life for a moment. I am a Baptist worship leader, young, married with a baby. All of my friends have between 1 and 5 children, and they just want to cut them loose at a trampoline park. It's not that hard. They want lattes while their kids are jumping. They want 2 hours of free time for the moms to just talk and the kids to go bounce, and the fathers are chucking them a minimum of 20 feet in the air. It's not safe at all, but they signed the form. I didn't sign it for them. So opportunity would be for my sphere and my network to go to a trampoline park, to cover the cost of that, to use what I just discussed, a marketing budget, which you should have because you're a business owner, and to pour that into that. So I've made the choice as an individual agent in 2018 into 2019, I'm going to spend the money for my marketing budget on my people, on my sphere, on my targeted folks, on things that they will enjoy. And at the end of the day, that's something that took off. And as I felt weird the first couple events we did, the question always came up, what's the catch? So the catch really is a straightforward response. Do you know what the catch is? The catch is, I'd rather spend money on you guys than buy online leads. I'd rather throw 4 of these per year and hang out with and have an opportunity to see my favorite people and pour into their families. And it's fun for me. I'm not hiding it. I was the sweatiest guy at the trampoline park. I had a great time. I chased these kids around for 2 hours and was throwing up arguably higher than their fathers were. I think at the end of the day, all the events that we do, we want to have the context of why. There needs to be a goal. And we have to recognize the event actually is not the most important thing. It's the lead up to the event. It's the communication with folks. It's trying to get, in my opinion, a 30 to 60 day window ahead of time. I prefer 45 to 60, but 30 is in my opinion, it's long enough where you can plan and execute a great event. But in that 45 to 60 day window, finding ways to contact them. We choose to do that on social media with photos and videos. And then we choose to do that with phone calls, text messages, emails, a mailer to their house. Now, the title is Get 2,000 People at Your Next Event. What happened? As with anything in this industry, as with any marketing tactic you will choose, and as with almost anything in life, you have to buckle down and be consistent. And if you're willing to be consistent, things will continue to grow. And when healthy things are growing and people are telling more people about the fun events that we're doing, they start to bring their friends. And when the call from our team became, hey, this isn't just for clients, you can bring whoever you want, our events started to escalate. Now, when we started to sell more houses, what happened to our event budget? It got bigger and bigger. What happened as we made acquaintances with partners and lenders and title companies and home inspectors that wanted to support us? We said, when they said, how can we support you? Support our events. This is what we want you guys to do. This is how we want to pour back into this. You are leaving on the table, if you're selling a decent amount of homes, let's just say you're in the 20 plus home range, I think you're leaving $20,000 plus on the table from your lender and vendor partners, not lenders, vendor partners, who would support your events willingly, show up and be excited because your clients are also their clients. And if they are not willing to support it, I will quote Monica Reynolds from 2018 Family Reunion, they shouldn't be your partners no more. These are people that are partnering with your business and this is the need that you have. You want to see them rallying to support that. As our events grew, my goal each time was to make them bigger and bigger and bigger because I'm a competitor. I grew up playing sports. This is what I love. I want to see it get better. But the reality is bigger isn't always better. And some events you're going to fine tune and they're going to intentionally be a little bit smaller because you might have a capacity limit. If you're doing a drive-in movie theater, you have what seems like endless capacity. But if you grow events big enough, there's only so many room for cars. And we started going to a Cincinnati Reds game in 2019 before I'd ever started the Barron Group. It was just me with a stack of tickets and a very stressful moment of handing out these tickets to 225 RSVPs outside of the stadium. And let me tell you, It's a whole lot better when you grow a team, have systems, and have operations in place to accommodate the people showing up to the event. And how good does your team look when there is a plan that's executed and crushed? When people leave, the experience was amazing. I think you should be giving them gifts. We do a custom Reds t-shirt at every single time we throw a Reds game. We have 1,500 shirts that we now print that say heading for home with a different logo every single time, different color, different design, and we will see those shirts for years to come. I can't go to a gym in Cincinnati, Ohio without seeing a heading for home shirt from 2019, 21, 22, 23. People love the shirts, and here's one of the rules that I have. We don't give away junk. No crunchy t-shirts, homies. We want you guys giving out things that people want to utilize. Our closing gifts are not Walmart branded Barron Group stuff. They are Yetis. We want people to have ideal gifts that they're not going to take home and do what with? Throw it in the trash. So if you want to serve your people well, you want to create opportunities for them to have fun, keep doing it consistently, and invite everybody, because guess what? As your team continues to grow and you're selling more homes and these events are getting bigger, more and more people are telling their friends. So the Reds game trajectory, 2019, 225 people. COVID hits in 2020. Everyone's desire to get together was at a sky high in 2020. We had 1,000 people at our next Reds game when there were 3 people on our team, 3 of us. 1,000 people felt like we have reached the top. That's it. Like, it's not going to get any better than that. We were incorrect. The next year we had 2,000 people that RSVP'd for this event. They're getting invited. The RSVP link, or the now Eventbrite that we use link, is flying around. People are filling it out. We kept watching the number go up and thought, that's getting pretty expensive, which it's great to have a contact at the Reds who could work with us on doing a ton of tickets. We call her back many times that year, bumping the number up and up and up. You are going to have to decide what is reasonable for your budget. And if you need to cap your events, you need to cap them. That's the reasonable expectation for each of you as a business owner is don't spend more than you can accommodate. But as this event has continued to grow, most recently, and I will say this, we have had a couple games where one time Taylor Swift performed in Cincinnati and they bumped the game up. We have also faced inclement weather. We have now exceeded, and this year we had over 3,150 RSVPs to our Reds game. I can tell you this, not everyone's coming. So ticketed events, my free advice for you, about 80% for the Barron Group of people that sign up on Eventbrite do show up. So if you're going to do a 3,000 person event, maybe don't buy 3,000 tickets because that's an extra $10,000-ish depending on how you look at it. So for you guys, what I would want you to take away today is you don't have to throw Barron Group sized events. If you do, let me be the first in line to say they're awesome. It is so fun. And at every event, my 2 rules are this: photographer, videographer, follow-up photos, videos. I will download the photos and send them out to individual families afterwards. You will see them on Facebook. They will tag you. We do a pumpkin patch with free family portraits. We have done events for years now and tons of different ones, and I'm happy to discuss all of those in detail, everything from ice skating to, again, we've got a potentially, well, I'll say the potential event coming up, but at one point we did host, and this is my finisher, Trey Kennedy for a comedy night, who is a comedian online, kind of started out, and we had 2,000 people come out to a mega church. Use your connections for venues, use your connections for entertainment, and use the joy in your soul to do whatever it is you want to do. I'll actually end with this. I'm just a very selfish person. I like Chick-fil-A, so we get everybody Chick-fil-A. I liked Trey Kennedy, so we booked him. I like the Reds, so I go once a year with 3,000 friends. Thank you, guys.